Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me. This is Ciara from Ciara Taylor Designs, and today I have this really pretty butterfly and alcohol inked card to share with you. So let's jump right in. So I'm going to start by cutting down my cardstock. I have a full sheet of Yupo here that I need to make smaller so I can run it through my die cutting machine. So I'm just cutting that down into quarters. So they did come in an 8 by 10, and I just wanted to make sure that it would actually fit the dies that I wanted to use. So I'm going to use the Waffle Flower Lacy Layers dies. These are the A2 size. You guys know I love these if you've been with my channel for a while. I bring these dies out constantly just because I think they make a great background. So I'm just making sure that this is going to work for the size that I need. And then we're going to run those 2 layers through my die cutting machine. So one is going to be Yupo, which is this top piece here. And the other piece is going to be some HammerMill cardstock, just because the background doesn't need to be a specialty paper. So I just used my regular preferred cardstock. And now I did run this through my die cutting machine with my magic mat. And I do find that sometimes with really detailed dies, I struggle to get a good cut with my magic mat. And you'll see that a little bit later. And I had one of those moments where I wasn't thinking straight, and you're going to see what I mean here in a minute, but we got the top and the panel layers cut. And of course I am going to use an A2 sized base. So for my 3 colors of alcohol ink, I'm going to use a purple, green, and blue. And purple is Purple Twilight. The blue is called Tranquil because it is a pearl. And then the green is Envy. It is also a pearl. And I'm just going to kind of work them across the piece of Yupo. So you saw me put down a fair amount of blending solution. I really like I'm going to say a watercolor look, though this is alcohol inks, obviously. But you know that look that's just very flowy and kind of organic. I really like that look. So I tend to start with a good amount of blending solution down on top of my Yupo, and then I add 1 drip of color at a time and move them around until I'm kind of happy with how my background looks. There's no right or wrong way to use alcohol inks, but this is kind of my preferred method just because it does give me a little bit of control and I still get beautiful blends and really fun colors mixing between the two. So this is what I tend to do, but there is no wrong way to do it. It's just that I really like this kind of airy organic look to my alcohol inks. So that is what I tend to do. So once my background is where I'm happy with, I set it aside to fully dry, and then I brought in the Tim Holtz Detailed Butterflies mini dies. And now, so there's 2 dies in this, there's 2 butterflies. There's 4 dies because you get the base layer and then you get 2 detailed layers. So I cut the base layer out of some heavyweight vellum, and I cut 2 of one and 1 of 1. So I have 3. You guys know I like uneven numbers. So I'm going to have 3 butterflies at the end. And then I'm going to cut the detail layer out of some white glitter cardstock. And this is where you're going to see me struggle a little bit. I do find that I struggle to get glitter cardstock to cut well when I use a detailed die if I don't use the chrome base plate. And I was at a market all weekend, so I'm a little bit, you guys can probably hear my voice, I'm a little bit tired and a little bit talked out, so my throat's a bit sore. I'm just struggling a little bit, so my voice probably sounds a bit different. But yeah, I was at a market all weekend and I just wasn't shooting on all cylinders when I made this card, and I don't know why, but I did not switch to my chrome base plate. So you're going to see here that I'm going to struggle with this glitter cardstock. So I ran it through my switch the first time with the magic mat, and then I got kind of the outside to cut pretty well, but I didn't get the inside details to cut nicely. So I'm going to pull them out of this glitter cardstock kind of piece here, and then I'm going to run them through my sidekick a couple of times just to get the interior pieces to cut well. And honestly, if I had just brought my chrome plate out at this point, I probably would have been fine. But like I said, I was a bit tired and I was a bit just not thinking straight. So I ran it through my switch one more time and then realized that it wasn't quite cutting nicely. So then I brought in my sidekick. Don't ask me why I did this instead of just grabbing my chrome base plate, but that's what I chose to do. So I did this and I ran it through there, I think twice as well. And that kind of did a better job, but I still had a bit of a struggle to get these pieces out. I mean, they turned out fine. It was just one of those things where it was a bit of a fight. So I did get there, and they turned out really pretty. I just was struggling a minute. And it's funny because looking back, I'm like, why didn't you just bring out the chrome base plate? Like, I don't know. I can't even answer the question because in the moment, this is what I thought to do, and that's what I did. So I'm going to poke all the detail holes out. So you can see I'm still struggling a little bit to get them out, though they come out pretty well. So I just kind of poke them with the craft pick, and then I grab them from behind with my finger and just kind of pull them off. It's just because glitter cardstock sometimes has this kind of finish on top, and this one does, and it just really didn't want to let go. So I got there, but it was a bit of a struggle to get there. And so I'm going to show you just kind of removing the pieces here from this one half of the wing. And you can see it takes me a little while to kind of get there, but I think that it turned out really great. And then I am going to show you die cutting one more time, only because Mist came up and joined me. I wasn't going to put this footage in, but I know you guys like to see Mist and see the cats and what they're up to. So the next clip is her kind of hanging out on the desk. But yeah, so on a side note, I hope you guys are free to join me on Thursday. So Thursday at 3 p.m. PST, I will be doing some watercoloring live. I have a live stream on Thursdays. We do live stream every second Thursday now, and usually during the live stream, we kind of talk about what to do in the next live stream. So 2 weeks ago, we were doing an art, like a wall art project. I think it turned out pretty cool. But we talked about doing some watercoloring with the Tim Holtz pencils and that new kind of dried flowers stamp set. So that's what we're going to be doing on Thursday. So if you have some time, come pop in, say hello. It'll just be me doing some watercoloring and whoever's free to come and join me and hang out. So I would love to see you there if you have some spare time. I will have that posted, the kind of time frame up tomorrow. It would be probably today when you see this, because you'll see this on Monday. I'm recording this Sunday evening, but you will see it Monday, and I will have all the information up, and then that should be able to tell you also what time frame that would be for you. So if you have some time and you're free, come and hang out and say hi, and then tell me what you think you'd like to see in the next live. So I'm always open to what you guys are interested in seeing. It's really based on what you guys want to do with me, and we can kind of go through techniques, or we can discuss, whatever topics you guys are interested in. So yeah, if you are free, please join and come and hang out and drop in and say hi. So right there you see I'm just cutting the third detail layer for the butterfly, and I just left that piece in because Mist came and hung out with me. So I wanted to show you guys her kind of just chilling. And now we really just need to adhere everything together and grab a sentiment. So I did use my liquid glue to adhere the detailed layer on top of the vellum butterflies. I did consider doing the pearlescent vellum instead of the glitter cardstock. And in the end, I just kind of changed my mind because I thought that glitter cardstock would just give something a little bit different. I've done vellum on vellum before, and it's quite pretty, but I don't know, I wanted to do something a little bit different. I've been kind of doing my layered butterflies lately with the 2 layers of vellum, and I thought this would be kind of a fun thing to do. So the background is completely see-through, but then the top of the butterfly is just this really pretty glitter cardstock. So I thought that turned out quite pretty. And then now we just need to adhere everything together. Everything's dry at this point. I did walk away, I had dinner, I came back. So everything is dry, the alcohol inks and everything. So I'm just going to adhere all my layers together, and I pretty much... it's hard because I'm going to say this is a simple card, but some people would look at it and be like, that's not simple. For me, this is a fairly straightforward card. It didn't take me tons of time to make. It didn't take tons of brain power because honestly, I wasn't playing with a full box at this point. I was pretty tired. But I think it turned out really pretty. So, and it is kind of similar to cards I've made in the past. You guys know that I love alcohol inks and I love butterflies. So, it's hard not to kind of end up kind of recreating cards that I've made previously, though not intentionally necessarily. It's just, it all comes from the same mind. So sometimes they end up looking a bit like something I've made before, but hopefully you guys still enjoy watching them come together. So I just adhered everything where I wanted it. And then I brought in a Simon Says stamp sentiment labels. Like this is one of those pre-made ones. And I just really wanted a birthday card. I have an order for 24 cards right now, 12 of which are birthday cards and 12 of which are anniversary cards. So don't be surprised if you guys see a lot of anniversary and birthday cards coming up. But also just after the market, I'm like cleaned out of birthday cards. So you're going to see a fair amount of birthday cards kind of stream across the channel. But most of my stuff, I think, can be anything. Like I think you can add a sentiment of any kind to it. So if you don't need birthday cards, add a thank you or add a thinking of you or add a, just saying hello, whatever you need for the sentiment to be. But don't be surprised if you see a whole bunch of birthday cards and some anniversary cards show up. And I did have people at the market ask for some masculine birthday cards, which you guys know I struggle with. So I will be pushing myself to do some masculine cards as well, so we can kind of have more options when I do my next market. I'm currently not signed up for any other markets, but I am looking at one in June and one in August. So we will see, and I'll talk more about that. I'll talk all about the market and everything on my next vlog. So if you guys are interested at all, I'll go through all that. I'll go through how my sales went. I'll show you my table setup, that kind of stuff. But that will be in the vlog, which I'm hoping to have up probably next week. So not this week, because Thursday, of course, is live stream. So probably the week after is what I'm kind of hoping. But it depends, because there's a lot more work that goes into a vlog. So I will get that up for you guys as soon as I can. But yeah, we'll discuss how the market went and how I did and all that stuff. So if that's interesting to you, I hope you'll subscribe so you can come back and kind of have a chat with me, and come join me in the live if you have a minute. I mean, even if all you can do is pop in for a few minutes and just say hello and tell me how your day is going, I'd love to hear about it. So please do if you have the time. But yeah, so I'm just going to add a couple of little gems to the center of the butterflies. Everything's adhered now. You see that I did add a little bit of foam tape to the back, just to add a little extra dimension, just because I like to do that. But that is the card I have for you guys today. So I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. I have some fun stuff coming to the channel, and I would love for you to be a part of it. Thank you so much, guys, and I will see you again very soon. Bye-bye for now.